What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope you guys have all had a great Tuesday. Hope you guys are ready for another live 2023 startup mock draft for the 2023 Dynasty Fantasy Football season. We're going to be going over some landing spots tonight as well. We are just 2 days away from the 2023 NFL draft. We have got plenty to get into tonight. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk some football. You guys know what to do, man. Hit that like button on the way in. Hit that subscribe button, of course, if you guys are new to the channel. But most importantly, hop in the live chat. Let me know what's popping. Let me know how you guys are doing. Any fantasy football topics, redraft, dynasty, best ball, whatever it may be. Any NFL topics, get it going. Like I said, per usual, we're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to talk some fantasy football. So I've already set out the final warning on Discord, so we will kick off the draft, and I don't know, I'll give another minute or so just to let everyone kind of, twinkle in here. Is that a phrase? Twinkle in here? Regardless, let everyone have a chance to get in here, but not really anything crazy that we need to go over, so I just figured, oops. I'm playing in two spots. I figured we just kind of go over some landing spots tonight and we throw together another mock. So we'll kick off the mock right at 10:55 p.m. Eastern time. And I'll just kind of keep an eye on the clock. So a couple fifth-year options exercise today. Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, both no-brainer players. All right, mock is starting. So whether you guys are ready or not, you're on the clock. So let's get it going. If you guys miss your first round pick, just hop in afterwards. But mock is underway nonetheless. So, yeah, obviously JJ, fifth-year option. Makes a lot of sense. Joe Burrow, fifth-year option. Makes a lot of sense. That's really like all you had today. We had some other small updates in terms of Aaron Rodgers. He announced his official retirement on Instagram, which was nice to see. Outside of that, there's nothing really that happened today. If there's anything that came up that I did not see, of course, let me know in the chat and we'll go over it as well. I'm going to go Burrow right here. But, yeah, not a whole lot to get into. So, what we'll go over tonight is as soon as a rookie is taken off the board, we'll just kind of keep up with landing spots. And we'll go through it that way. So, I can't believe, the draft is I knew it was right around the corner, heading into this past weekend. But it's it's almost here. So I'm super excited for Thursday night. I won't be able to stream during the draft, but my plan is probably by the time I get on, the first round will still be going on. The first round lasts a while. It's, televised. It's the NFL. It's it's a big deal now, right? They really drag it out. So I think last year, Steven and I streamed for the entire first round, and it was it was a long stream. I just remember that much. So, but yeah, I'll be on, and I'm looking forward to that. So, I'm going to go ahead and open up a couple mock drafts, and we'll just kind of have those set up here. So, I don't know. We've got PFF. This is from, yeah. Today? Yep, this is from this morning. So maybe we'll just use that. PFF's usually pretty decent. We'll just go with that. That'll be what we base our landing spots off tonight. Why not? It'll be confusing if we pull up too many different ones. All right, into the second round we go. Already moving quickly tonight, boys and girls. So no third round reversal tonight. Obviously super flex, obvious tight end premium, 3 wide receivers, 10 bench spots. You guys know what it is. So I'm just excited to know how this rookie class shapes out, where these rookies are going to play. I'm super excited. So thank you guys for being here, spending part of your night here in the channel, and let me get caught up to the live chat. Thomas, Derek, what's going on, everybody? J-Dub's in the house. Boss man, how we doing, guys? Appreciate you guys coming out to the draft. Spencer, always good to have you in the building, my guy. Shane, how's it going, my dude? Hello, hello. Albert, what's going on? How's everyone doing? I appreciate you guys being here. Spence says I'm going to be watching the Pat McAfee Draft Spectacular. Yeah, I forgot he does that. I encourage you to watch that, of course. Shout out to Pat. Let's see. Mr. Sarcastic says these mocks are going to be really different come Sunday. 100%. Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. As excited as we are for Thursday night, there's a lot of good day 2 and 3 talent that will impact rosters as well, and definitely impact dynasty rosters as well from a fantasy football perspective. So definitely a lot that we're going to be paying attention to post Thursday as well. All right, where do I want to go here? I mean, typically in a no third round reversal draft, I'm going wide receiver right here. So I'm going to go Waddle. You know, we haven't set an exact date for our Dynasty Leagues drafts, right? But I really feel like we've done a ton of these already. Like, we've done a ton of mocking, a lot of discussion. Obviously, as you guys are alluding to, like, those discussions are going to change drastically in a couple days, right? But I feel like after the draft, like, we're only going to have a month or so until we conduct our drafts for our Dynasty Leagues. And I don't know, I've for the most part have stuck to kind of the same overall strategy. Obviously, we've ran a lot of off-air mock drafts through Discord as well, and I've switched it up a bit, but I don't know. I don't feel like I have a concrete strategy overall. So over the next month or so, that's something that I really want to polish out. Like, I've just been getting a lot of practice under my belt. Obviously, it's my first year of playing Dynasty. Super excited for that first year to be with you guys in such an amazing community, right? But you know, I going into last year's fantasy season, right? Redraft format. Like, I had a polished strategy, and you know, the teams I drafted last year were pretty successful, right? So, and obviously with Dynasty, there's so many different dynamics, right? So it's going to take a lot more practice, and I don't have nearly as much practice as I do with redraft leagues. But I don't know. I just feel like I, at the end of the day, need to kind of polish out exactly what that strategy is going to be going into the season. All right, so I'm just really tempted to go receiver here. I mean, you have got Hill, Diggs, Higgins, Kupp, Metcalf, Adams atop the board. I'm going to go with the youngest guy on the board, though, and go Drake London. I just think going Waddle, London, getting a ton of youth early on. It's a 3 wide receiver set. I'm happy with that. I really am. I mean, obviously, Tua was sitting there. CJ Stroud was sitting there. Both were very tempting. We'll see how I can shape it out at quarterback, though. Taylor's in the house. How's it going, my guy? Hello, hello. Taylor's 2.2 too early for Garrett Wilson or Waddle. I would say no, personally. No. I mean, like, if you're going to... That's the thing, right? Like, in the first round right there, end of the first, you know, because if you have the 2.2, you're at the 1.11, right? So, in a 12-man league, I guess I should clarify. But, you know, if you're going to go quarterback in the first, 110% fine. Even if, you know, you get Lamar kind of sliding out like he did tonight at a really good value, or if it's a guy like Watson, Prescott, Bryce Young, whoever it's going to be at the end of the first, that's what you want in the first round of Superflex mock. But if you're going to go receiver at the 2.2, no, I don't think Garrett Wilson or Waddle, if that's your guy, right? Because if you're looking across the board, really, the 3 guys who you may, or you're probably not going to get, you're not going to get JJ, you're not going to get Chase, more than likely, unless you're very lucky, and you're not going to get CeeDee Lamb, more than likely, right? There's a possibility CeeDee Lamb falls out, but I think Chase and JJ are off the board. So you just kind of have to look like, who's your guy? Amon-Ra, Chris Olave, Wilson, Brown, Waddle, JSN, Smith, Higgins, London. And if your guy is Garrett Wilson or Waddle, draft him. Have, you know, follow that conviction right there, 2.2. But Higgins falling out to 3.11 is really nice for you tonight, man. And even getting Diggs right there. I mean, you know, taking the risk of going with a young running back at 2.2, the second running back off the board, and Kenneth Walker, I mean, tonight at least, really paid off for you, man. Really, really paid off for you. Because you still got Higgins at 3.11. I mean, I almost went with Higgins at 3.4. So a little heavy at running back tonight, at least in the third round. I mean, second half of the third round, Etienne, Barkley, Jacobs gone. I mean, that's a feel that heavy, but I would say in comparison to most of our drafts, it is. All right, a couple tight ends off the board here. We got Kelsey and Pitts. There goes Watson. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this next draft pick. I have been kind of toying around with the idea of just like filling out. I know this sounds like kind of stupid when I say it out loud. Like the strategy being filling out my primary roster spots. Hold on, I'll kind of explain what I mean by that. Man, I'm just not going to pass up Adams here. Like I think, the blend there of Waddle being a little bit older, but still very, very young. And by a little bit older, like, I mean, we know what to expect out of Waddle, Drake London, who had a good rookie season, all things considered, a lot of really good advanced statistics, but we don't necessarily know what we're going to get out of him because we don't know what the Falcons quarterback situation / offense is really going to be, right? But the upside, the youth, et cetera, great. And then balancing that out with a veteran like Devontae Adams, I just love that start at the wide receiver position. Just, if Kupp's there, if Adams there, if Diggs is there, like at 4.9, I'm just not going to pass. I mean, it's a 3 wide receiver set, so I just think it's a good balance overall. But let me make this next draft selection. Goff is a good pick by Michael. I think I have to go QB here. I'm just going to go Danny Dimes. I am. So, yeah, so what I kind of mean by that is, like, when we're looking at our roster, right, like, before I start to add to the bench, which I can be, like, tempted to do so at times, like, I want to make sure I have 2 running backs, a tight end, and 2 flex spots on top of the 2 quarterbacks and 3 wide receivers before I draft anyone who can land on the bench spot. But in conjunction with that, in these 2 flex spots, I want to draft 2 wide receivers. That's just where I'm at. Like, 3 wide receivers set. I want the depth, and I want to be able to flex wide receivers in a full PPR format. So, like, I've had a couple mocks where I end up going with a running back or even a tight end because it's tight end premium in one of these spots, and I want to avoid that. So we'll kind of take a look at that. All right, I literally am an idiot and totally forgot about landing spots because I started talking way too much. So let's quickly go through the board here. And like I said, we're going to use this PFF mock draft. So Bryce Young at 2.4 tonight. His landing spot's going to be the Carolina Panthers. I'm not going to dive super deep into that. I would say it's what 99.9% of drafts out there are saying, right? All right, so next up on the board, we've got Anthony Richardson, which is interesting because in PFF's mock, they've got him going at the 2nd overall selection to the Houston Texans, which would certainly be an interesting landing spot, and I think a bad landing spot, all things considered, for Richardson. I think, he needs to go somewhere where he can sit for some time. All right, we'll stick actually with Stroud. I know JSN's there, but Stroud goes to the Tennessee Titans via trade with the Arizona Cardinals in this mock, which I could certainly see happening. I think there's going to be a lot more buzz about the Titans moving up. And, I mean, a lot more buzz in the next 24 hours or so. Will Levis just got taken off the board at 5.11 in our mock. He goes at number 4 off the board to the Indianapolis Colts, and I really do think that that's a strong possibility. I mean, I could also see Levis. I don't know. I just feel like Levis and the Colts makes so much sense. I don't know. What do you guys think? All right, JSN at the 3.1 in tonight's mock goes to the Houston Texans. So that would put Anthony Richardson and JSN with the Houston Texans. Okay, we hit Stroud. Gibbs starting to get a little bit of buzz. There's an apparent report saying that a lot of NFL team members are ranking Gibbs above a Bijan, which I don't think is true. Well, I mean, it could be true, but I don't know. All right, so Gibbs, let's see. All right, goes at pick 50 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. which would be a decent landing spot, I think. All right, let's see. Jordan Addison. Goes to the Minnesota Vikings. I think that'd be a good landing spot. I feel like that's what I've said to like all of these picks. But I do like Addison to the Vikings alongside JJ. Then we got Flowers at the 5.8. He goes to the Buffalo Bills. I like that as well. And then Quentin Johnston. I know he's on here as well. I just saw him. Josh Downs to the Colts would be interesting. That's on here. Okay, hold on. I know I just saw Quentin Johnston. Yeah, it goes to the Green Bay Packers at pick 13. Imagine that with Dobbs and my boy Christian Watson. Okay, we're caught up. All right. Where do I want to go? Oh, I was not paying attention. I'm not ready for this pick at all. Oh, you know we had to do it. You know we had to get Kirk off the board. All right, I am way behind in the chat. I apologize, guys. Thank you for shouting out Bijan, Nick. I like to totally skip Bijan. Thank you. Because he falls back a little bit in this draft. So they've got him going to the Cincinnati Bengals at pick 25, which would be just beautiful. Sharby's off the board here. I think he was in round 2. There's probably an easier way for me to do this than just reading each name. Hendon Hooker going to the Raiders in round 2, by the way. Hold on, let me make this draft pick very quickly. There's a couple. I'm going to go Freiermuth here, but there are quite a few players right there that I like. But I just love Pat Freiermuth. And, like, you're kind of paying a premium price for him because I don't even think Freiermuth's ceiling is, like, ridiculously high or anything. Mainly due to the offense he's tied to. But I just like Freiermuth, and I think, I think he will offer a lot of consistency. Which you guys know I like consistency. All right, where did Sharby go? I still haven't found him. Maybe it was, I thought it was round 2, but maybe it's round 3. Yep, to the Saints. Next to Jamal Williams with Kamara facing a suspension. Theoretically. Okay. Sharby to the Saints. Can't believe I skipped over Bijan. Let's see. Yeah, so Josh Downs went to the Colts, right? I just went over that one, I think. Yep, Colts at pick 35. I mean, I like Josh Downs a lot, but I'd be really sad if he went to the Colts because it's the Colts. Thomas says Gibbs in the 3rd and redraft too early. Guess depends where he goes. Yeah, I mean, it 110% is dependent on his landing spot. Yeah, we'll have to see. But I think that Gibbs and Sharby, and I really truthfully believe there's going to be 1 or 2 other running backs that come like August for redraft formats that we're talking about are going to probably go in the first 5 rounds, 5 or 6 rounds. I don't know, maybe that's a little too much, but when you had like Dameon Pierce creeping up draft boards come August time, although I loved him all offseason, Tyler Algier, Pacheco, I mean, some of they went a little bit later, so maybe they're not great examples. But I mean, obviously you had Walker and Brees Hall and all that. So I don't know. I do think that there's going to be one or two guys who kind of creep into redraft ADP a little bit higher, depending on where they go. Taylor, should have went with the Pittman Levis stack. You should have done it, bro. Godfather's in the house. What's up, my guy? Hello, hello. Nick, who announced retirement today? I have no idea. Who did? Can we get a link for the landing spots? 100%. I'll drop it for you guys. Chase, what's up, my guy? Hello, hello. My plans for the draft, I'll probably just be doing like a post-draft reaction stream. And we'll probably do a startup mock during it. But yeah, I'll probably just be on afterwards. I won't be able to stream during the draft, unfortunately. Which I am sad about. But we'll survive. Taylor, straight veteran wide receiver room. I mean, Higgins still young enough. So that's the good news. Yeah, I mean, you can polish out with some rookies here at the end. You guys said someone retired at the beginning of the show. I did? Why do I not remember saying that at all? I'm like almost kind of scared right now. What was I talking about in terms of someone retiring? We have a puzzle to figure out. Oh, did I say Rodgers retired? Check the tape. Maybe I said that was definitely me misspeaking. I meant to say. Oh, I did. Okay. If I was talking about the Aaron Rodgers, I was talking about his Instagram post, and I guess I said retirement, but I did not mean to say retirement at all. I meant to say, I guess retirement from Green Bay in a sense, but yeah, that's what I was thinking. His goodbye Green Bay post. Ooh, I took Jordan Love. I don't feel great about it, but I need a quarterback. I actually wanted Rodgers, so of course Michael is here to take him from me. Yeah, my bad, guys. No, Aaron Rodgers did not retire. I totally meant to say his goodbye Green Bay Packers post. That's what I was referring to. My bad. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is not retired. All right, Jalen Hyatt's off the board. So I think this mock had him going day 2. By the way, this is a full mock. Going to the New York Giants. Recorded more deep receiving yards than any other receiver in the FBS in 2022. So, I mean, I like that, but the Giants have a pretty ridiculous wide receiver room right now. Like, I don't know how that target share is going to be split, so that would just make it more confusing, but that's fine. Go for it. All right, we got a couple tight ends gone. We got Mayer and Kincaid. So Kincaid is going to pick 26 to the Dallas Cowboys. So Mayer. Looks like they've just got Kincaid in the first round, which, I mean, we've seen that before. Yeah, Mayer going to the Rams as Tyler Higbee hits in the last year of his contract. That's a landing spot I haven't seen before, but it does make sense. So, Kincaid to the Cowboys, Mayer to the Rams. Your first two tight ends off the board tonight. Thomas, J-Love as the third QB is just fine, I think. I mean, I'm fine with it for sure. Like, fine is the word. I'm just, you know, I'd rather have someone who I know what to expect, like Rodgers. If a QB falls, is Green Bay going to take one first round? I mean, who knows? I mean, no one thought they were going to take Jordan Love when they took him, so who knows? But I think, I mean, Green Bay's going to be in a position where, you know, they need to make some moves that are going to impact their roster quickly. So let's see here. This mock has them taking Quentin Johnston at pick 13. And in round 2, they are taking Benton out of Wisconsin, defensive tackle. And then they're taking Sam Laporta out of Iowa, which is actually probably a really good pick for them. I like Laporta as kind of a later round rookie tight end. So you get 2 offensive players, right? Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I don't miss my pick here. Let's just find round 4. Taking safety Anthony Johnson. So, I mean, those are all good picks. 2, I mean, get the point. Half of them are offensive players, which is what I wanted to see. All right. I'm in a weird spot right now. Mainly because I'm paying more attention to these landing spots, which is perfectly fine. But I'm going to go Brian Robinson, I guess. Like I said, I'm just trying to fill out that core roster, except for the fact that I picked Jordan Love. But that was kind of like, that's the thing. Like, if I'm going to conduct my draft that way, you also have to follow the trend of the draft. Like, if quarterbacks are being selected and you're getting to a tier of quarterback that you're uncomfortable with, and that really goes for any strategy. Like, you don't want to hurt your roster overall. You know what I mean? I'm going to go receiver with this next pick. And there's 2 guys I'll take here. So, Michael, if you snipe me, I'll just take the other guy. So, it'll be okay. Michael right next to me, of course. The 1.3, that should be against the rules. Michael, I kind of like your team. And Njoku, okay. I'm good at that. So I'll go Juju or Allen Lazard here. Juju's age 26. He's got mac and cheese throwing to him. Allen Lazard is a year older. He's got Aaron Rodgers throwing to him. And you guys know I love the Lizard Man. So I'll take Lazard right there. So yeah, like, this is kind of how I like my roster to look, right? I got starting quarterback, super flex quarterback, a backup quarterback, starting tight end, 3 receivers I believe in, 2 receivers that I'm comfortable with as flex options, 2 young running backs, just the best value at running back. The one thing that I don't have on this team so far are rookies, which bothers me a little bit. So we will be taking a look at some rookies as we continue to conduct things. All right, we have got Bigsby off the board. I need, like, I don't know how to do it on my PC where I can just make that little, like, bar in the corner and just type in a name and it shows up. I should have thought about that beforehand. Bigsby might be kind of hard to find, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to find them. Don't draft any more rookies, guys. I'm just kidding. Oh. Okay, so I'm looking for Spears and Bigsby at this point. I mean, considering that Sharby didn't go till pick 71, I don't know. Tanner McKee goes to the Seahawks at pick 83. All right, Acne out of Texas A&M goes to the Carolina Panthers at pick 93. I might just call out some of the big names. Kayshawn goes at pick 101 to the San Francisco 49ers. Tajay Spears goes to the Colts. Oh, that's interesting. Bigsby goes to the Atlanta Falcons at pick 110. Roshan Johnson goes to the Jets. That would be a really nice value pick. But their running back room's already kind of loaded. Keandre Miller goes to the Seattle Seahawks. Zach Evans goes to the Cowboys. Dwayne McBride goes to the Bills. I would love that. Izzy goes to the Cardinals. That'd actually probably be a good fit behind James Conner. Sorry. I'm like reading, watching the draft, doing so many things. Deuce Vaughn goes to the Raiders. Chase Brown goes to the Bears. All right, I'm going back to the top. I got to find Washington. Darnell Washington goes to the Lions at pick 48. I like that pick. Okay, let me make a draft selection very quickly. I need some running back help, I feel like. But it's tight end premium league and Dawson Knox available, and I like Dawson Knox, so I'm going to take him. All right, I am way behind on the chat. Spence, Control F, thank you. Cats took Cousins after you. I wonder if he would have grabbed Love instead. Cats, what'd you have? Oh, gosh, what am I doing with my screen? Sorry, guys. Do y'all know Jordan Love is younger than Hendon Hooker? No way. Pete says Green Bay's going wide receiver to troll Rodgers. You know, that wouldn't actually really surprise me. It wouldn't. Oh, Nick got some auto picks mixing to Mac Jones. I mean, it makes some sense for your roster. Cinnabon, what's up, my guy? Hello, hello. Good to see you in the house. After the review says ceiling or max for Jordan Love is Dak. The ceiling and the floor is Mariota. How do you guys feel about that? All right. I gotta take my boy. I gotta take Gainwell. I can't let him slide to boss man. All right, so looking at this roster, I mean, like I just added a tight end and a running back to my bench, which probably makes sense. I mean, we have 5 wide receivers, 3 quarterbacks. We need to polish some things out at running back and receiver still. And I don't think there's going to be another quarterback that I'm going to draft. I don't want to. Matt, what's going on, man? Tough pick. Where we think Kincaid is going in rookie drafts. I mean, I like Kincaid quite a bit, and I think he has kind of like risen up to that number 2 spot right now in a lot of rankings. So, and you know, in this particular draft we are referring to tonight, Kincaid is the first tight end off the board to the Dallas Cowboys at pick 26. Which I think is interesting because, like, it's been a really popular choice to see the Cowboys, mock drafts take a tight end in the first round. But I do think when you look at the Cowboys roster right now, I think they're actually in a decent spot at the tight end position. I mean, keyword is decent, but like Jake Ferguson is age 24 going into the second season. And then Hendershot is age 24 going into the second season. I mean, you drafted 2 tight ends last year. So I don't know. I know there have been like concrete reports too, like for example, that the Cowboys really like Michael Mayer, right? So they could definitely be looking at tight ends with that first round pick. But I don't know. I just have a feeling that they may go to a different position. And then, I mean, you've still got some really good tight ends who I think could bring value pretty quickly to a roster and who could show up in later rounds as well. Tucker Kraft, Musgrave, Mallory, right? I mean, there's there's definitely names out there. And Washington could fall back a little bit as well. So I don't know. I just think you already drafted 2 last season. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely think Kincaid, you could argue, could be the first tight end and goes off the board. But we'll see. Chase, I like value on B-Rob in all formats. I agree. Who wins the AFC East next season? Pats, Jets, Bills, Fins. Woo! That's a loaded question. We talked about this last night. Like, this is one of the first things I brought up. Like, when it comes, when it came to the Rodgers trade. Let me make this pick very quickly. Man, oh, I don't like my options right here. Give me Rondell Moore. I don't really like the board right now. Can you guys not draft good players? That'd be helpful. Make my team look cooler. But yeah, we talked about this last night. Like, the Jets look great on paper, 110%. But this is a tough division. I mean, the Bills, I think, are still going to be a good football team next year. I know they had a lot of adversity, a lot of things not go their way. I know Josh Allen played hurt all season, all that stuff. I think they're still going to be a solid football team next year, undoubtedly, right? The Dolphins on the rise. I mean, they competed pretty much head-to-head with the Bills in the playoffs with, like, their 4th-string quarterback starting. I mean, like, they seem to be a very well-coached team. They add Jalen Ramsey. I think the offense is going to continue to move in the right direction. Where do I want to go here? Yeah, I'm going to take a rookie running back. Oh, I did not mean to make that pick. I wanted Deuce Vaughn. I hope none of you guys wanted Deuce Vaughn. Ooh, don't hate me. I changed my pick. I literally, was clicking on... I swear I was clicking on Deuce Vaughn. Uh-oh. You guys are about to come for me. Yeah. So, obviously the Dolphins offense, when healthy, is electric. Very good as well. On top of that, you've got the Patriots, who are definitely the worst team on paper. They have a new offensive coordinator, and they still have Bill Belichick as their head coach. Their defense was phenomenal last season. I mean, they've added some pieces so far this offseason. The rumor is that they are going to continue, potentially through the draft, to add some playmakers on offense. So, I mean, even if the Patriots don't make the playoffs, I think they will do everything they can to make sure that the Bills, Dolphins, and Jets lose as many football games as possible. I think this is going to be a really tough division next year. So I would not want to take a future right now on who wins the division specifically. Would I take a future on the Jets, Dolphins, or Bills making the playoffs? Sure. But who actually wins the division that could be really close. Let's see. Trying to catch up here. All right, yeah, I do want to check on a couple of... Oh, Spence, it worked. It worked. So let's take a look at a couple of these running backs who went in the later rounds. In terms of landing spots. So Dwayne McBride went to the Bills. So, I think a 13.7, for example, is a really good value. I'm going to take McIntosh here. Let's see where... I know some of these guys we already called out, but McIntosh goes to the Chargers, an awful landing spot. Oh, this is so much easier. Oh my gosh, Spencer, you saved the stream. Sean Tucker goes to the Cleveland Browns, who's off the board to J-Dubs at 15.6. Let's check Reed. Jaden Reed goes to the Chicago Bears. Pick 133. So I know I said running backs, but we're looking at other positions as well right now. Rashee Rice out of SMU goes to the Kansas City Chiefs at pick 63. Could be a good pick for them for sure. Chase Brown. Wow, there are like 30 players that come up for that. Chase Brown going to the Bears. I think we already hit that one, right? Hutchinson, I'm actually interested. We've seen him. He goes to the Rams in this draft, but we've seen him get mocked to the Niners quite a bit as well. Ibrahim goes to the Giants. Okay, I think that catches us up. Where's Musgrave go? I'm on the clock, aren't I? To the Bengals. Should be a great value. Where he went at pick 16.3 tonight. I'm on the board. Give him to me. 3 rookies in a row. Let's do it. Let's do it. I mean, we need a lot of help at running back anyway. So give me Evan Hull right there. Hull had a pretty bad landing spot in this draft. Well, not really. I mean, he went to the Eagles, so I mean, I'll take that actually. Where did Laporta go? I'm interested. To the Green Bay Packers. I love that. Oh, we already talked about that earlier, didn't we? Where did they have Izzy going? To the Cardinals, that's right. Okay, I think we're, for the most part, caught up. Let's see where Tillman went. Man, I liked Tillman earlier in the season a lot. I went to the Rams. Where did Mims go? Oops. Mims goes to Cleveland Browns. I think we hit most of everyone. If there's any specific rookies you guys want me to look up in terms of landing spots, let me know, of course. I'm trying to look up Mitchell now. Keaton Mitchell goes to the Washington Commanders, which could be good. They like to utilize like 40 running backs. Raheem Jarrett goes to the Detroit Lions at pick 183. I like Jarrett a lot as a late round value. Be a good landing spot for him, I think. Okay. I think we're all caught up. Like I said. All right, Thomas says Palmer. Trey Palmer goes to the Baltimore Ravens at pick 100. I'm actually super excited for this draft because I think it's just going to be like, I mean, everything in terms of valuations like so all over the place right now. I don't know. I'm just excited for it. All right, I feel like I have to draft some receivers because I don't know who's going to be available pretty shortly. Let's take Curtis Samuel. Samaje Perine is honestly a really good value at 18.10. Like, I mean, at the end of your draft, like just getting some short-term value, Perine's really nice right there. I mean, you got Chuba Hubbard, Zamir White, Isaiah Spiller, Eric Gray, Jerick McKinnon on top of the board. Jeff Wilson, like, I do think on top of Perine, the Dolphins running backs add a lot of good short-term value. Like, and I mean, I might even, when I say short-term, I like literally like even like 6 games, you know, like at the end of your draft, you at least get a placeholder, right? I mean, we don't want to purposely be targeting players who are only going to play 6 games in theory, but you know what I mean. All right. I'm going to go Darius Slayton here because I do think, as much as I hate drafting 2 NFC East players in a row, I do think that Darius Slayton has a safe role with the Giants. We kind of mentioned that earlier. It's a crowded wide receiver room. They will probably draft a receiver at some point as well. Like I said, I mean, tonight, Kayshawn went to them, right? So, I don't know. I could see them drafting a receiver, but regardless, it's just a crowded wide receiver room. But I think that Darius Slayton, especially with the chemistry he had with Jones last season, I think that's a locked-in role for Darius Slayton. But you could see less target share. We'll see. Nick, will the Texans take quarterback or you think defense at the 2? Defense. I don't think they want to take a quarterback. If they do pick at pick 2, I think they go defense. So, could be Jalen Carter. Could be Will Anderson. Could be Tyree Wilson. I've heard some buzz about Wilson going at that second pick. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be Carter, but I could see Anderson or Wilson for sure. I mean, shoot, I could even see Witherspoon. But they kind of hit on secondary and corners last season. I don't think they need to go that route. But Gonzalez or Witherspoon would be interesting. But no, I think they go with one of the edge rushers. Anderson or Wilson. And if they don't, I think they're trading out of the second spot. But I don't know who would move up to 2. I feel like it's far more likely for someone to move up to 3 with the Cardinals. Because really the only team that makes sense is the Colts. But that doesn't make any sense. Because they're not going to trade with the division rival, you know. And help them get their theoretical quarterback of the future. So, like this mock has the Titans and the Cardinals trading. Could certainly see that happening. All right, that was a crazy little... We should have done way more landing spots. I mean, I know everyone does them, and we have, like, kind of done it before, but I try to make it a little bit more intense tonight. It was a fun draft, a little crazy. Okay, so I really just need to go best available player here. I'm going to take Daniel Bellinger off the board. We could go Jeff Wilson, could go Raheem Mostert, could go Will Mallory. There's some options there. I like Mallory, too. It's a late-round pick. Sam Darnold, Bailey Zappi. There's some options here. MVS, Bobby Trees. Those aren't as enticing. Carson Wentz. Just kidding. But there are some good players sitting there. Taylor, where did Tank go? Man, I wish my name was Tank. Tank is such a cool name. To the Atlanta Falcons. Or Tank Dell, I'm sorry. Tank Dell goes to the Seattle Seahawks. Pick 52. All right, there's your draft. It ends with Tom Brady. Let's go. Thank you guys for drafting with me tonight, man. I appreciate you guys. That was fun. All right, Derek. What's the damage tonight, my dude? Fields, Prescott, Hooker, Tannehill. I'm okay with that QB room. QB3 is a little shaky, but like with Tannehill being a potential placeholder and Hooker moving into a role, I like it. Kelsey and Kincaid, I'm good at that. I mean, you could draft in one more just in case, like, but that's fine. Yeah, Kelsey, I'm fine with it. Henry, Pacheco, Izzy, Foreman, Penny. I mean, I don't put a ton of value on running backs. I think that's fine. I love the value of Izzy at pick 13. Sorry, I didn't memorize these landing spots, so I know some of these we've gone over more than once. But, yeah, Izzy going to the Cardinals. Decent landing spot. Connor's injury history, as much as I like Connor. Hill, Flowers, Debo, Juju, Sky Moore, Shaheed, Thielen, Campbell, Timmy P. I almost drafted Timmy Patrick in this draft. That's my guy. Zay Flowers going to the Buffalo Bills, a great landing spot. Great landing spot. And yeah, Kincaid going to the Cowboys. Yeah. So, I mean, that, you know, that works for you, right, Derek? So, yeah, I'm okay with this squad. I mean, you got some good late round receiver value. Yeah, I kind of like your team tonight. Fields, Prescott in the super flex, Kelsey at tight end, Hill, Debo, Juju, your starting receivers, Henry, Pacheco, your starting running backs, and your flex. You know, if Flowers goes to the Bills, I think he's flex worthy pretty early on. Then I probably like Shaheed in that second flex spot, but you do have Sky Moore, who I think is a good pick. I think Izzy was a good pick. Got some depth at tight end, quarterback on the bench, some other options at running back and receiver. I like this team, Derek. Yeah, this is one of the teams that you've drafted that I like. I don't know where I was going with that. In comparison to some of the teams you drafted earlier in the offseason, I like this team overall, if that makes sense. Taylor, what we do, my dude? Lamar, Levis. We got Levis to the Colts. Russie Wilson. And Conquo, Otten, and Hurst. For a late round tight end build, I like that. Walker, Cook, Dillon, Tajay Spears. So we had Spears landing spot to the Colts. Loan on them Colts players, bro. We had Chase Brown. Oh my gosh, there's 23 players you come up if you just type in Brown. Chase Brown going to the Bears. Higgins, Diggs, McLaurin, D-Hop, Moore, Mims. I mean, I'm glad you got Moore and Mims. You needed some youth. Mims goes to the Browns with Elijah Moore. Nico Collins. Then you got Dell, who I think went to the Seahawks. Yep, went to the Seahawks. So there's your landing spots. All right, so you're starting Lamar, super flexing Wilson, starting Walker and Cook, starting in Conquo, but the tight end could change there. Higgins and Diggs, McLaurin, D-Hop, and Elijah Moore. Right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5. Core roster looks fine. You've got options on the bench at running back. You've got a quarterback for down the road. You've got Mayfield as a placeholder. You got depth at tight end. I mean, tight end is like good late round value, but it is tight end premium. So, like, I don't know. And Conquo Otten Hurst is fine, but how high is the ceiling, I guess? But team looks pretty solid overall, man. How do you feel about it? All right, let's see. JW. What we do, man? Tua Pickett Lance. I mean, for not going QB to the 3rd and only taking a quarterback every other pick to the 7th, I like that quarterback room. Ingram at tight end, Laporta and Jawan. So we had Laporta. Going to the Packers. I love that landing spot. J.J. Garrett Wilson, Christian Watson, Hollywood Brown is just stupid. Bateman, Sutton, Hodgins, and Washington. Nice way to clean up the position. Let's see where Washington went. I did not think that through. It is showing me every Washington Commanders pick. Dude, I don't know if they even have... Okay. Okay, he went to the Packers. Another good landing spot. Theoretically. So, let's see here. Monty Jones, Madison Mitchell, Sean Tucker, and Jalen Warren. So you've got Tucker going to the Browns. That's okay. So you're starting Tua, super flexing Pickett, but Lance could easily move in there. Ingram at tight end, Monty and Aaron Jones. J.J. Wilson, Christian Watson, flexing Hollywood, flexing Bateman. I love this team. I mean, that leaves Lance, Madison, Mitchell, Sutton, Tucker, Hodgins, Laporta, Warren, Jawan, Washington on the bench. I think it's a good team. How do you feel about it, man? Spenny. Spen, so glad you drafted with us tonight. What's up, bro? All right, we got Josh Allen, Kyler, Garoppolo. I'm fine with that, but that's a disadvantage if you do draft Kyler. Like, here's the only issue, right? If these are only 3 quarterbacks going this season and Garoppolo breaks his kneecap again or whatever, then you're just in a bad position at quarterback, you know, until Kyler's back. So, I mean, I certainly hope Jimmy G stays healthy and has a good, 2 or 3 years, whatever, with the Raiders. But he does have a strong injury history is all, 11 games, 15 games, 6 games, 16. I'm not going to count the rest of those. But, well, I don't know. Because even when he first went to San Fran, he got 6 games and 3 games. So, yeah. That's all. It's just one of those things if you draft Kyler. And I don't know. I really like Jimmy as Jimmy Garoppolo as your QB3 is probably fine. But if you draft Kyler, you might need a 4th QB. All right, JT, Ramondre, Javonte, Ibrahim, CH, James Robinson, JMO, Jordan Addison, Pittman, Davis, Mooney, Osborne, Hardman, Gallup. So, Addison, I might not go over every landing spot, but Addison was going to the Vikings, which is a good landing spot. So you're starting Allen. You're super flexing Jimmy G to start the season. You're starting any of the tight ends. Mayer, McBride, Fant. I mean, it literally could be any of them. It's probably Fant to start the season. But you got Mayer going to the Rams landing spot. JT and Ramondre. Ooh, how do you feel about your receivers, man? Receivers spooked me tonight, Spence. J-Mo's going to miss 6 games. I mean, you got Addison. You got Pittman. Davis, Mooney, Osborne are all fine values. Hartman and Gallup are fine, but you just need, long-term J-Mo and Addison are fine, and Pittman's still young at 25, but I would be a little spooked by your wide receiver room in a 3 wide receiver set is all. So, let's see here. You're starting Allen and Garoppolo, Fant, JT, Stevenson, Pittman, Davis, Mooney, flexing, Osborne, and hopefully Addison to start the season. Don't get me wrong, you're making long-term moves. I get it, it's a dynasty league, but I have a little bit concern over your team tonight, Spence. Nick, don't like my team tonight. Uh-oh. We got Bryce Young, Jones, staph infection, White. Yeah, I'd be a little worried at that quarterback room. Schultz, and Waller is fine. I mean, I'm a little queasy about Schultz on the Texans, but he should be fine. Waller, the injury history, I think it's a good balance there. But I don't know, you could have tried to add maybe like a rookie or second-year guy too. Bijan Barkley, Harris, Mixon, Singletary, Gray, White. Running backs look fine. Kupp, Quentin Johnston, Deontay, Robinson, Palmer, Rice, Claypool. I mean, once again, you got some good late-round receiver value. I think Johnston's fine there. Kupp is perfectly fine there. Johnson's a good value, but something about this wide receiver room in a 3 wide receiver set just makes me a little queasy. Quarterback's a little queasy as well. You're starting Young and Jones or Stafford and Jones. Schultz or Palmer is good. Bijan Barkley, you're finding running back. Starting Kupp and Deontay Johnson. Then probably flexing Najee Harris and Quentin Johnston. But, I mean, that's the thing. The second flex, Quentin Johnston, Mixon, Robinson, Palmer, Claypool. There's some options there. Singletary. So, it would just be a team where you're going to have to figure a couple things out is all, But quarterbacks make me a little queasy. If Mac Jones takes a step forward and Young is that guy, then you're in a decent spot. All right, Catterick, what we do tonight, bro? Herbie, Stroud, Cousins. I mean, you get the placeholder, you see what happens with Stroud. You start Herbert. I mean, it's fine. But if Stroud doesn't work out and Cousins is who you're relying on, then, we'll just have to see. Mandrews, Dulcich. I like that. And Jelani Woods. I love the tight end room. Chubb, Swift, Bigsby, Harris, Chuba is probably just fine. A.J. Brown, Judy Burks, Keenan Allen, Kayshawn, Cook, Scott, Beckham, Perry. I'm okay with that. You really got to, you got to get those rookie receivers to really hit, though. And Burks got to be a thing. I mean, I know a lot of you guys like Burks, and I don't dislike Burks. I just dislike the Titans offense. But who knows? Maybe they get the right quarterback this year, and Burks does take a step forward. Ends up being a really good value. So you're starting Herbie, superflexing Cousins, starting Mandrew, starting Chubb and Swift. Hopefully Swift stays healthy. Starting Brown, Judy, Burks, flexing Keenan Allen. Then that second flex, I mean, you got a plethora of players to kind of choose from here on your bench. So it could really honestly be any of those guys. I think the core roster looks good enough. It's not my favorite bench, but it's still a bench that could work out. Tight ends look good. Quarterbacks are fine. Running backs look fine. Wide receivers are okay, but the second half just makes me a little bit... I mean, like, you got Cooks and Beckham, and then you just kind of see what happens with these rookies long term. I don't know. It's not that bad of a... The more I think about it, this build's okay. How do you feel about it? Where did Tucker Kraft go? Ask Boss Man. To the Chicago Bears. Okay, Bossman at the 1.12. Watson, Purdy, Howell. I mean, honestly, in terms of value, I kind of don't mind that. I kind of like what you did at quarterback tonight. Goddard and Kmet. Kraft, yeah. I like that. And then you got Kraft and Kmet on the same team. Could be a little crowded with Tanya in there as well, but nonetheless, good tight end room. C-Mac, Pollard, Algier, Roshan Johnson, Mitchell, Pierce, Strong. Okay. CeeDee Lamb, Metcalf, Cooper, Mechie, Pierce, Shakir, Boyd, Thornton. Okay. This is an interesting team. So you're starting Watson and Howell. Let's just say Purdy's missing some time. Still got Purdy, which is good. Starting Goddard, C-Mac and Pollard, no doubt. Lamb, Metcalf, Cooper. You might be flexing. You could literally flex Algier and Kmet. But you do have Mechie, Pierce, Boyd, Thornton, Shakir. You've got some options. You've got a good blend of long-term and short-term guys. And you got really good value at quarterback tonight, in my opinion. Good tight end room. Not my favorite late-round receiver bunch. I mean, I like Pierce and Boyd a lot. I get why people are drafting Mechie and Thornton. I think they're okay. I mean, Shakir's kind of your guy. Rookie running backs here are good. Kraft is good. Pierce Strong's one of your guys. I'm good at that, too. I like this team. Yeah. It's not, like, beautiful on paper, but it's a good team to come out of a startup with. Yeah. I like that team. All right, Michael, I guess we'll look at your team. We got Hurts, Goff, Rodgers. Michael, I'm just kidding. Like, every time I mess with you, I'm just kidding, bro. I know you know that. I don't know. Hawkinson and Njoku, Irv Smith. Good tight end room, man. Hall, Herbert, Jamal Williams, Acne, Gibson, Carter, Pirine. So kind of a hero running back build, and I think it looks just fine if you're going by that style. Devonta, Ayuk, Ridley, Godwin, really nice start. Myers, Zay Jones, Marshall, good receiver room, man. Yeah. So starting Hurts and Goff, Hawkinson, Hall, Herbert, Gibson, Jamal, Pirine in the RB2 spot. Smith, Ayuk, Ridley, flexing Godwin, flexing Zay Jones or Myers or Carter, Gibson, Pirine, one of those running backs who doesn't make to the RB2 spot. I don't know. I like your team a lot. That's probably my favorite team of the night. Truthfully. Yeah. I like that squad. I mean, RB2 is a little sketchy. But I like this team. How do you feel about it, man? Help him at the 1.10. We got Geno, Ritter, Bennett. I would not be comfortable with that quarterback room. I mean, like, you could end up getting, like, tremendous value here if Geno, like, does what he did last year, or, like, 75 to 80% of that for, like, the next 2 or 3 years. and Ritter really becomes a starter and Bennett gets some sort of playing time, like, don't get me wrong, but I would just be a little queasy in a super flex format. Kittle with Washington and Musgrave could really pay off massively because, like, you're starting Kittle. I mean, you guys know I usually recommend with Kittle you want someone else around because he has some injury history and everything. But, like, long-term, Kittle, Washington, and Musgrave could be really nice. Jacobs, Eckler, Akers, Connor, Keandre Miller is a great running back. Chase, Amon-Ra, Downs, Lockett. Whew. I love that. Tillman, Chark, Renfro, Jarrett, James. Not as exciting, but you got 4 really good receivers. And Tillman's a good value, in my opinion. So you're starting Smith and Ritter. Like, you just got to keep that in mind. You're starting Geno Smith and Ritter, right? Kittle at tight end. Jacobs, Eckler. Chase, St. Brown, Downs. Lockett in the flex. Akers or Connor in the second flex. If you can't play Downs right away, then you could swap some of that. So one of those, I mean, you're relying on a couple running backs here. You got some good long-term pieces late in this draft. The only thing that throws me off completely would be quarterback. But overall, I mean, outside of that, I think it's a pretty good team. You do kind of have, in some ways, a win-now build. But you did kind of clean up with some additional rookies towards the end as well. I mean, Chase and St. Brown, even Jacobs, I don't know if they really count as win now, but maybe Jacobs, I don't know. Not really. But, you know, like Eckler, Kittle, Lockett, I don't know. I don't dislike this team. It's just quarterback spooks me is all. All right. Let me catch up here. I am so behind. I'm sorry, guys. I am not going to read all of this. Okay, we're caught up. Appreciate you guys having conversation in the chat and all that as well, though. All right, let's roast my team, then we'll start to wrap up for the night, guys. Draft of the night. I like Michael's team. I just do. Hurts, Goff, Hawkinson, Hall. RB2's a little sketchy, but let's say it's Jamal, Herbert, or Gibson. Smith, Ayuk, Ridley, Godwin. Then, like, I think Zay Jones or Myers in the flex or one of those other running backs. I just like that team. I think it's a good balance overall. I did like J-Dub's team as well. I thought there was really good value at quarterback. Really good core receivers, really good core running backs, really good core tight end, and a good bench. I really like J-Dub's team as well. And I actually really liked Godfather's team. There's just a smidge of something missing. Smidge. And those later round receivers made me just a little bit nervous because probably going to have to try and get one of them in your starting lineup. But a lot of really good teams tonight, guys. A lot of really good teams. Thomas, check out my last question. I can't find it. Did you guys see the ESPN featured story on college quarterback Travis Bagnett when at Shepherd University he could be this year's Mr. Irrelevant? I did not see. it. You can drop a link on Discord. Maybe we'll check it out. Be the next Brock Purdy, right? I guess Purdy wasn't Mr. Irrelevant, but late round QB. All right, let's roast my team. We got Burrow, Jones, Love. Freiermuth, Knox, Bellinger. I'm good at both of those. Rashad White, Brian Robinson, Gainwell, Deuce Vaughn, McIntosh, Houle. I mean, I need those rookies to hit, like, at least one of them. I have a lot of builds where running backs just not my emphasis. Waddle, London, Adams, Kirk, Lizard Man, Rondell Moore, Samuel Slayton. I'm fine with that. I mean, luckily I have London and Waddle because I don't have any rookie receivers hanging around here. But I don't dislike this team. Spence, your RBs are terrible. Everything else is fine. I mean, like I said, I have a lot of builds where running back just does not become an emphasis. And when I was talking about, like, kind of filling out a roster earlier, that's like one aspect of it, is I think I am starting to lean towards a hero running back approach. I just don't know where I'm going to make the sacrifice, because I just don't know how I'm going to figure it out. I just like the wide receiver depth early on, and I think you have to take 2 quarterbacks like before the end of the 5th. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, so you guys are already roasting me, but I really don't blame you. I know running back's an issue, but it's like if I get solid production out of White and Robinson, for example, Gainwell gives me some committee value, and then one of these rookies hits, then like I think I'm okay for this for a year or two, you know. Waddle, London, Adams, Kirk, Lazard, Moore, Samuel, Slayton, I like a lot. So we're starting Burrow, flexing or super flexing Jones, starting Freiermuth, White, and Robinson at running back, starting Waddle, London, Adams, flexing Kirk, flexing Lazard. I mean, I really like the starting lineup. That leaves Jordan Love, Dawson Knox, Gainwell, Rondo Moore, Vaughn, McIntosh, Houle, Curtis Samuel, Darius Slayton, Daniel Bellinger on the bench. So I'm okay with that. Jacob says Brees over Waddle for me. Yeah, like that's going to be the tough part for me. I just don't think I'm going to go running back in the 2nd or 3rd round. I think it's more realistic that I end up with like sorry guys. I end up with like a Najee Harris or a Tony Pollard, Pierce. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure it out. I got some polishing out to do. We'll see. But I do like Hall quite a bit. I don't disagree with that aspect. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for the night. That was a fun stream. Cracked my neck for you guys. All right, guys, make sure y'all hit that like button on the way out. The link to the mock we referenced tonight is in the live chat if you guys want to check it out. And, yeah, that's going to wrap it up. Smash the like on the way out. Check out the links down below. Follow us on Instagram. Join the Discord. All that good stuff. Tomorrow night we'll hop into another startup mock draft because we've got the NFL draft Thursday night. So let's do it, man. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Thank you guys for talking fantasy. I'm sorry it's late. I have to work tomorrow, so I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up. So yeah, guys. Thank you for drafting with me. Thank you for talking fantasy. Very active stream tonight. Thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the landing spots. We'll try and go through some of that again tomorrow. And that'll wrap it up for the night. So hit me up on Discord or Instagram if you guys need anything. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off. So love you guys, man. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. Good to see everyone active tonight. Everyone getting excited for the draft. And just very much so looking forward to our own Dynasty Leagues this season. So that'll do it for the night. With that, I will say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch.